Hi everyone, it's Sally here from Minerva. I hope you're all well and you're having a good day. So I'm here today to share with you a really lovely collection of fabrics from one of my most favourite fabric designers, and that is Atelier Brunette. So I have a selection of 10 different Atelier Brunette fabrics to share with you today. And not only will I be sharing the fabrics with you, but I'm also going to be pairing them with a pattern that I think would pair really well with each of these fabrics. So while I'm talking, don't forget that if you do already have your own Minerva profile, you can save any of the fabrics or the patterns that I'm talking about today, which will all be linked below, to your own Minerva profile so that you can come back and revisit them at any time. So if there's something that you really like but you might not want to buy straight away, you can always save it for inspiration for a future make. If you don't already have your own Minerva profile set up, it's really quick and easy to do so, and it's also free. You simply need to sign up and you'll actually receive a cheeky discount code that you can use on anything on the Minerva website. And not only that, you can start sharing your own makes, and you can also follow other makers and see what other people have been making in the Minerva community. It's a great way to find inspiration for your new makes, and it's also a great way to connect with other sewists in the sewing and making community. So if you haven't already done so, I'd really encourage you to set up your own Minerva profile and join in with the lovely sewing community that we have here at Minerva. Don't forget as well that you can also sign up to the Minerva Craft Club, and by doing so you'll then be eligible for a 10% discount on anything that you buy on the Minerva website for a 12-month period, so that is really good value as well. So with all of that said, let's get into the fabrics and patterns that I have to share with you today. So the first fabric I have to share with you is this beautiful Mirage cotton gauze fabric, and this is really lovely. It's 100% cotton. It comes as 140 centimetres wide, so it's quite wide, so that means you get quite a lot for your meterage with this one. And this colourway is actually called Chestnut, and it does come in another colourway as well, so there's quite a lot of choice there. So this particular one comes on an off-white background, and you can see that there's a kind of abstract black and rust colour print on it, and the little circles there are just in a lovely rust colour, and there's also some kind of shadowy rust on the stripes as well, which is really, really lovely. And this is beautifully crisp and soft, and it would be lovely to work with. So the pattern that I've picked to pair with this lovely fabric is actually what I'm wearing today, and that is the Chalk and Notch Wren blouse and dress pattern. Obviously today I'm wearing a version of the blouse pattern, but this pattern can also be made up as a dress as well. But personally I think the blouse pattern really suits a crisper fabric, so I think it would be perfect for a lovely cotton gauze fabric like this one. So a couple of details to note on this pattern. You can see that I have these lovely puffy sleeves here. So these are actually called lantern sleeves, I believe, and they're made in two different parts. So there's actually a seam that runs around the middle of the sleeve, and then it's elasticated at the bottom. And because of the seam in this sleeve, and because of the fact that I've used a cotton fabric for my version as well, this is a cotton seersucker, it actually gives a really lovely structure to these sleeves. So you can see that my sleeves are really quite puffy and they stick out really nicely and hold their shape, and that's why I've actually paired this pattern with this fabric, because I think if you were to make up a version of this blouse in this fabric, I think you'd get a really similar effect. The blouse itself has a lovely round neck detail, and then it just buttons down the front with a facing, so you can be really creative with your buttons. You can mix and match different buttons, and you could even do self-covered buttons as well, which I think would be really nice. So yeah, I think this pattern would be really well suited to this fabric. This pattern is quite a size inclusive pattern, so it ranges from sizes 0 to 30. It's described as an intermediate level pattern, and I think that's just because there are a few maybe trickier details in there, perhaps like putting in the facing and doing the buttonholes, and maybe the sleeves as well. It could be slightly tricky if you are a very beginner sewist, but I think if you've got a couple of projects under your belt and you're confident, I think you could absolutely give this pattern a go. So the next lovely fabric I have to share with you is this beautiful viscose crepe. So this is a solid viscose crepe. It comes in solid colours, and there are actually 20 different colours available in this beautiful fabric. So do pop over, click the link on this fabric, and you'll be taken over to see all of the different colours that there are available in this. But this crepe is just absolutely beautiful. It feels silky, it's soft and smooth. It's got a kind of slightly bubbly texture to it as well. It really is very pretty. I think this fabric would be perfect for tops or dresses or anything really that you want a bit of luxury and a bit of drape and silkiness for. The colour that I'm holding up here is Amarante, and it's a really rich wine colour. It's a kind of deep red wine burgundy colour. That's how best I can describe it anyway, but it really is a lovely rich kind of jewel tone. And again, this fabric comes in 140 centimetres wide, so quite nice and wide if you want to just get a simple cami top, say out of 1 metre or 1.5 metres of fabric. So the pattern that I've paired with this lovely fabric is actually the Megan Nielsen Reef set, and this is a camisole set. It comes as a camisole and short set, so it's ideal for either sleepwear or loungewear, but I don't really see why there's any reason you couldn't wear this camisole out actually. I think it's really pretty, and you could definitely use it for layering underneath cardigans and things like that, or shirts in the summertime. I just think it's a really lovely versatile pattern, and I think if you were to make one of these sets out of this beautiful viscose crepe, it would be really lovely luxury nightwear. I think that would be absolutely lovely. So there are a couple of variations to this pattern. So version 1 is the cami top. It has a really pretty crossover detail to the back. So there's a V-neck to the front, and then the back straps just cross over at the yoke, which is really pretty. And then there are 2 different versions of the shorts you can do. You can make a pair of shorts with a curved hem, which is really lovely and really flattering. Or if you're not keen on the curved hem, you can actually make the shorts with a straight hem. In terms of size range to this pattern, it comes in XS to XL, so quite inclusive, and the skill level for this pattern is described as easy. So a lovely easy one if you're a beginner, or if you just fancy a more easy project. There are no fastenings in there, no buttons to do, no zips or anything like that. It's just a simple elasticated pair of shorts and a lovely camisole top with no fastenings in there at all. My next fabric is a very beautiful viscose challis, and this is in the mustard colourway of this print, and this is part of the Windy design range by Atelier Brunette. So there are lots of different other designs that go along in this range, and with this particular fabric this actually comes in 4 different colourways. So I have the mustard colourway here to show you, so it's on a mustard background. And then these are described as helicopters. These little petal kind of things on here are described as helicopters, and they are in a navy and a kind of off-white pinky colour, which I think complements this lovely mustard colour perfectly. I think it's really, really beautiful. So this is lovely and silky and soft. Again, it's very drapey. It feels slightly thicker than the crepe that I just showed, so there's a bit more stability to it there, but I think it would be perfect for tops, for dresses or skirts and things. It's very opaque as well. If you hold it up to the light, then you can't really see through it either, so you wouldn't necessarily need to line it if you didn't want to. If you were making a dress, it's absolutely lovely, and I really like this colourway. So again, this one comes in 140 centimetres wide, so it really is quite wide. So the pattern that I've chosen to pair with this lovely viscose challis is the Stylark Asher dress. And I've not actually made this pattern up yet, but it's one that I've definitely got my eye on because I think it's absolutely beautiful. And the best thing about this is that there are no fiddly fastenings, again, to get your head around. The dress is finished with a keyhole opening at the back, and then the cuffs and the waistline are actually sheared with shearing elastic, which I think is not only really pretty, but it's also really comfortable to wear. And as I say, there are no zips or anything like that to do with this dress. So yeah, I think it would be a really lovely one. And I think with a lovely viscose like this, it would actually drape really nicely and it would just suit the pattern really well. I love the style of this dress because I think it could be dressed up. You could wear it for work with heels or flat shoes or something. But equally, I think you could wear it in the summer with a pair of trainers or pumps or sandals or something. And I think it's also one that would take you from summer into winter as well, because you could quite easily layer it up with tights and boots and woolies and things like that. So I absolutely love this pattern, and I think it would pair really nicely to this lovely viscose challis. If you click on this pattern on the Minerva website, you'll be taken over to view the pattern in more detail, and you can also see that one of our Minerva brand ambassadors, Ever So Me, has made up a really beautiful version of the Asher dress. So if you want some inspiration or some further encouragement to try out this dress, then definitely pop over and have a look at this pattern and see the version that she's made, because it's really lovely. This pattern is actually described as an intermediate level again, and I think that's probably because of the shearing. I don't think there's anything else too difficult in there, but I guess if you've not done shearing before, it might be something to get your head around. So yes, that's what the pattern level is described at, but I think if you're a confident beginner and you fancy trying something new with some shearing, I think you could definitely give this one a go. So next on the list I have another viscose challis. I think Atelier Brunette do viscoses so well. I think their prints are absolutely beautiful, and the bases that they use are just silky, soft and smooth. They're so beautiful, and I could sit and stroke this all day. It's so lovely and soft. This is called the Palmetto design. It comes in the colourway that I'm holding here, which is called Night, and it also comes in a lovely off-white colour. So if you're not keen on the dark colours, it does also come in a very light colourway as well, which I think is really nice because you've got total opposites there, and you could buy one of each colourway and have two completely different items in your wardrobe. I really love the colours in this one. You can see why it's called Palmetto, because it's got these little palm prints all over it, and they're in a really lovely rich rust colour, and also a kind of beigey taupe colour as well, which I think complement each other really well. And there's also some lovely little white spots in there as well. So this again would be perfect for dresses and tops and blouses, probably skirts as well. So yeah, this is another really lovely one. So the pattern that I've picked to pair with this beautiful fabric is the Nina Lee Park Lane dress, which is a really lovely, stunning, elegant dress. And I think this is another one again that would be perfect to wear for something formal, like a wedding or something. You could quite easily make it in a really lovely fabric and wear it for a wedding. Equally, you could wear it with a pair of trainers, I think, and still get away with that. I think it's quite a versatile style. It has lovely puffy sleeves with a frill detail to the shoulder as well. It's just a beautiful dress, and you can also make it as a blouse as well, so quite a bit of variation in this pattern. And I think a blouse actually in this lovely fabric, possibly in the off-white colourway, would look really nice with a pair of jeans or a pair of smart trousers for work or going out. I just love this pattern. So the sizes in this pattern range from a size 6 to a size 20 UK sizes, and the level given in this pattern is actually intermediate. And I think that's just because there are a few tricky details in there, possibly like darts and gathering your puffy sleeves and things like that. But again, I just think that if you're confident and you're willing to give things a try, I think you could absolutely make this dress. I don't think it's too difficult. Again, if you click on this pattern, you'll be taken over to some examples of our Minerva brand ambassadors and the versions that they've made of this pattern, and there are some really lovely ones on there. And I think that going over and clicking on the patterns just gives you a bit more inspiration to see how people are wearing the dress, to see the kind of fabrics that they've used, and it really does kind of help you to see the kind of versions that you might want to make and wear for your own wardrobe. Just to mention as well that if you are interested in a particular fabric or fabric designer or a particular pattern, you can actually use hashtags to search the Minerva website. So if you're interested in the Park Lane dress, you can type in the hashtag Park Lane dress or Nina Lee Park Lane dress, and that will bring up all of the different examples that there are of that pattern or that particular fabric in the Minerva community and on the website. So that's always a useful thing to do as well. Next in this little collection is a lovely viscose crepe. So this is slightly different to the viscoses that I've shown you. It is absolutely super soft. I absolutely love this one. And it's got a really nice texture to it. It's almost as if there's a little line running through it. So it is a crepe rather than a viscose. So it's got a little bit more of a kind of bobbly texture to it, a little bit more bumpy than the smooth viscoses that I've shown you. So this is called the Seed design, and it's part of the Winter Garden collection. So I'm showing you the chestnut colourway, which is really beautiful. It's on a chestnut background, and then there are some little seed designs all over the fabric in a lovely pale pink or creamy colour, which just really go nicely with the chestnut colour. This actually comes in a green colourway and a navy colourway as well. So yeah, a couple of different options if you're not too keen on the rust. Again, this has got a beautiful drape to it. You can probably see how I'm holding it here, how lovely and soft and drapey it is. So it would be really perfect for blouses and tops and dresses and possibly skirts and things as well. I think you could absolutely wear this as bottoms. It's not too see-through at all. In fact, it's quite opaque, so I think it would work well as bottoms as well as tops. So the pattern that I've picked to pair with this lovely fabric is actually the Deer and Doe Pensy dress. So this is one that has only just recently caught my eye actually, but it's a really beautiful wrap dress by Deer and Doe, and I think that the drape in this fabric and the softness of it would just suit this dress perfectly. So you can actually make it as a dress or a top. So version A is a dress which wraps around at the waist and then ties with a really pretty tie belt, and it crosses over at the front, so it would be a perfect summer dress. And if you were going on holiday to a hot country or something, I think that that would suit really nicely. But again, for the winter time, you can actually layer it up with like a black top underneath it, or maybe like a turtleneck top or something. So it really is one that you can wear throughout the seasons. You could also lengthen it really easy as well. So yeah, I absolutely love the look of this pattern, and I also think it would be really pretty made up as a top. So the camisole top is pretty much the same as the dress. It ties up at the waist on the side, which is a really pretty detail. And I think that top would suit jeans or shorts or a lovely skirt or something perfectly. And again, it's another good cami top for layering in the winter time with cardigans and jumpers and woolies and things like that. Or again, you could put a long sleeve top underneath it and be sorted for winter time and the colder months as well. So that's the Deer and Doe Pensy dress. So this one actually comes in sizes 34 inches to 52 inches, so quite size inclusive again, and the skill level on this one is intermediate again. I was quite surprised that this was actually intermediate level. I think you could absolutely give this one a go if you're more of a beginner or an advanced beginner. I think you could definitely give this one a go, because there isn't anything really too difficult in there. There are no fastenings to do, there are no buttonholes or zips or anything. I think maybe the belt would be slightly fiddly, and maybe the cami straps would be slightly fiddly, but yeah, I absolutely think that you could give this one a go, even if you describe yourself more as a beginner than an intermediate sewist. So next I have something slightly different. This is the Petal cotton gauze fabric. So this is 100% cotton, so it does have a little bit more structure than the viscoses and crepes that I've shown you previously. This one is 100% cotton, but it also has the softness of the gauze as well, so it's not quite as crisp as the other cotton that I shared earlier in the video. Yeah, this one does have that lovely kind of cotton gauze texture. It's really soft, so if you're not keen on the crispness of 100% cotton normally, then I think cotton gauze is a really good other option to go for, because it does have a bit more softness, but it still has the crispness to be able to hold its shape if you're making a collar or something that you want a bit more structure for. So the colourway I'm sharing with you here is actually called Night. So this is a navy print, and it's actually on a beige background, but it also comes in two other colourways. There's a mustard colourway and there's also a maple colourway, and the maple is a really pale, beautiful pink colour, which is really pretty as well. So I think this would be perfect for tops and dresses. If you've got anything, as I say, that needs a bit of structure, maybe something like these sleeves again, then this would be really good for holding its shape. It would press really nicely and wash really well too. So a pattern that I've chosen that I think would pair really nicely with this beautiful fabric is the Closet Core Celio top and dress pattern. So there are a few different versions to this pattern. You can actually make a top or you can make a dress, and there are two different sleeve options as well. So you can have a really lovely puffy sleeve again, or you can have a more subtle understated short sleeve. Personally, if I was going to make up this pattern in this fabric, I would make the dress version with the standard kind of short sleeves with no puffiness at all, and have it as a really understated shift style dress. I think that would show off this lovely print beautifully. If I was going to make a top, I think I would go all out and have the big puffy sleeves, because I think that with this structure, the structure in this fabric, I think that would hold the shape of the sleeves really nicely, and it would really kind of make a statement of that big puffiness. And I think a top like that would look really nice with a pair of shorts, but equally, again, you could wear it for work or something formal, and I think that that would just look really, really nice. So this pattern is described as an intermediate level pattern, and again, I just think that's because of the detailing in the sleeves. Perhaps the dress is really interesting, so it looks as though it's made in two parts, so there's a top and a bottom and it's joined together. There are just some really interesting little details in there. So it is perhaps more of an intermediate skill level than a beginner level. And in terms of sizing for this pattern, the sizes range from a size 0 to a size 20, so quite a good size range in there as well. So that's that one, and that's the Petal Cotton Gauze fabric. So next I have another viscose challis to share with you, and this one again is absolutely beautiful. This is the Oasis print design. I'm showing you the Night colourway, which is a navy background again, but it has some really beautiful colours in the print on here. So you can see that there's a mustard, and then there's a really vibrant orange colour, and then a lovely blush pink as well. So as well as coming in the Night colourway, this actually also comes in the blush pink colourway as well. So if you're not keen on the darker colours, then you can absolutely go for the blush pink if you really like the print of this design. This one is super silky. I think this is the silkiest one of all of them actually. It's got that lovely Atelier Brunette quality to it. You can just feel the quality in it, and you can tell that it would be really lovely to work with and sew with. So again, because this is a drapey viscose, it would be perfect for tops and dresses and skirts and anything that you need a bit of drape for, really. So the pattern I've chosen to pair with this fabric is actually the Friday Pattern Company Davenport dress. I absolutely love this pattern. I think there are loads of lovely details in this dress. There's a really nice elasticated neckline, there are lots of frills, there's a frill to the bottom of the skirt as well, which is really pretty. There's a really easy to wear drawstring waist, and the sleeves are elasticated as well, so no tricky fastenings in there at all. I've actually made the Davenport dress and I absolutely love it, and I have plans to make another version in a very similar fabric to this actually. Another Atelier Brunette fabric, and I'm actually going to make a midi version just by lengthening the frill to the bottom of the skirt, and I cannot wait to get that sewn up because I think that will be perfect for autumn and winter time, but also for summer as well when it's a little bit cooler. So this particular dress comes in sizes XS to 7X, so a really inclusive size range there. So the skill level is indicated at intermediate for this pattern, and I can see why in this one because there are quite a few details in this, but I think if you are feeling confident then you can absolutely again give this one a go because there is loads to learn in there. So if you're interested in learning the burrito method and how to put in a drawstring casing and things like that, then this would be a really interesting pattern for you to have a go at. So lastly, in the drapey fabrics, I have another viscose crepe to share with you, and this one is called Sandstorm, and again it's absolutely beautiful. It's really soft, it has that lovely bubbly crepe texture to it. It's 140 centimetres wide again, so if you just want to make a little cami top, you could possibly quite easily get that out of 1 metre or 1.5 metres of this fabric. It's quite wide. I just absolutely love the abstract print of this one. I think it's really pretty. So the colours that we've got in here again are the rust, the beige, and then the pale blush pink, and they all just look beautiful together. I think this would make a really lovely cami top. It would be perfect for dresses, tops, skirts, again anything that you need a bit of drape for really. So the pattern that I've chosen to pair with this one is the Grainline Studio Hadley top. So this is a really lovely simple looking top, but it's actually got some really pretty details in there. So you can make this one as either a sleeveless top with a V-neck, or you can make it as a longer sleeve top, a kind of bracelet length sleeve, and that version has a round neck to it, which I think is really lovely. I really like the V-neck of the cami top, and I think it's just slightly different from other cami tops that there are out there. I think it would be a great one for layering again, or you could use it again for loungewear or nightwear and pair it with a pair of shorts or something, and that would be really pretty and luxurious as well. I also love the long sleeve top though, because I think in a fabric like this, that would be really lovely and smart for work or going out or anything formal. And of course you could always switch up the necklines, and you could have a V-neck neckline with long sleeves, or likewise you could have a sleeveless top with a round neck. So really you can use it whichever way you want. So there are lots of different variations that you can make using this pattern, and I just thought it was a really lovely kind of basic to have in your wardrobe, and it's one that would look completely different depending on which type of fabric you use. It would be perfect for either work or going out or casual wear, and you could dress it up and down however you like. So this pattern is actually rated easy, so it's a lovely simple one to make. Again, there are no fastenings or anything like that. You can just pull it over your head, which is really nice, and it's one of those that you can use over and over again and make lots of different versions and have them in your wardrobe. It's a good wardrobe staple, I think. Next I have something completely different, and this is a cotton gabardine fabric, and it's really tough and strong and structured. So this is completely different to many of the other fabrics I've been sharing with you today. So this comes in 6 solid colours, and I'm showing you the forest colourway today, which is a really deep jewelly green colour. It's absolutely beautiful, and I think it would be perfect for autumn and winter time. So this one is 100% cotton, but it does have a woven twill appearance to it, so it really is very structured, it's very strong, and it actually has the same aesthetic properties as denim has, so you can use it as a denim, so you could even make a pair of jeans with it. And I think that this would be lovely to work with. You could tell that it would press beautifully, and you get some really good top stitching on there, especially if you used a lovely mustard thread or something. It would really stand out really nicely with this green. This one is actually 150 centimetres wide, so it's even wider than the other fabrics that I've shared today. So you do get quite a lot for your meterage in this one as well. So the pattern that I've picked to pair with this fabric is actually the Tilly and the Buttons Bobby pattern. So this pattern comes as either a pinafore dress or a skirt, and there are lots of different variations on there. You can see from the pattern image that the pinafore buttons down right to the bottom, so you could have fun with your buttons. You could use some lovely proper denim buttons on here, and I think they would stand out beautifully against this green fabric. So with regard to the pattern, as I say, there are lots of different options on there. I think this would look lovely as a button-down skirt that you could pair with a lovely warm jumper in the autumn and winter. It would look great with tights and boots. But again, it would also look really nice as the pinafore, and the pattern comes with lots of different pocket options as well. So there are lots of different pockets that you can choose to include or leave out depending on the style that you're going for. So no pockets would be a more understated look, or you could go really kind of utility looking, and you could add all the pockets and all the flaps and all the buttons, and that would look great as well. The pattern comes in sizes 6 to size 24, and it is described as an intermediate level pattern, but if you've used Atelier and the Buttons pattern before, you'll know how amazing the instructions are in those patterns. Tilly and the Buttons patterns really hold your hand the whole way through. They're great for including lovely photos, really clear photos, and really clear instructions. So if you are looking to kind of up your sewing game and try something a little bit different, then I think this would be a great pattern to try. And with this lovely fabric, you'd really get that lovely, clean, structured finish that you want for a pinafore or a lovely A-line skirt like this one. I think it would be perfect. So lastly, in this collection of beautiful Atelier Brunette fabrics, I have a lovely cotton linen blend fabric to share with you. So this one actually comes in 7 different solid colours. I have the chestnut colourway here, which I think is absolutely beautiful. So the composition of this fabric is 50% cotton and 50% linen, and so it is quite a structured fabric. It would press really lovely, and it would be really lovely to work with. So as well as being suitable for clothing, you could also make some really lovely homeware from this fabric. I think it would make really lovely cushion covers, or maybe a table runner or a tablecloth or something like that. And linen is perfect for summertime because it does keep you nice and cool. And as with the other fabrics, this is 140 centimetres wide as well. So the pattern that I've picked to pair with this lovely fabric is the Closet Core Pietra shorts and trousers pattern. And I picked this one because I thought it would make a really lovely lightweight pair of trousers or shorts for summertime. It's a really great pattern. I think the shape of these trousers and shorts are really flattering. They have a flat front waist, but the back waist is actually elasticated, so they're really lovely and easy to wear. And the good thing is that while you're sewing, you don't have any zips to put in or buttons or anything like that, so they should be a really lovely, easy make. There are a few different options to this pattern as well, so obviously you can make the lovely A-line shorts, but you can also make the trousers with either a wide leg or a tapered leg, and I really like the panelling in these trousers as well. I think that detail is really lovely and flattering. So yeah, I just thought the trousers or the shorts in this pattern would pair really nicely with this fabric, because as I say, in the summertime they would keep you really nice and cool with the linen content in this fabric. So as with all closet core patterns, the sizes range from a size 0 to a size 20, and the level on this one is actually intermediate as well, and I think that's probably due to the pockets and the panelling in this as well. Again, I think depending on the colour you choose or how you wear these trousers, they could absolutely be dressed up for work, or you could wear them on a holiday or something. You could wear them with trainers or with heels, and I think that they would be a really lovely addition to your wardrobe. So that's the last one in this collection, this lovely linen cotton blend fabric. So that brings me to the end of my collection of Atelier Brunette fabrics for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'd love it if you leave me any questions or comments you have on anything that I've talked about today, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. I'd love to know in the comments below which fabric was your favourite, and let me know what you would make with any of these fabrics as well, because I'm always open for inspiration on new things to sew, and I absolutely love all of those fabrics. As I mentioned earlier in the video, don't forget that you can save any of the fabrics or patterns that I've talked about today to your own Minerva profile. So even if you're not necessarily looking for any new fabric at the moment, if you want to save it and come back to it at another time, you can absolutely do that on your own Minerva profile. Don't forget to follow Minerva for more inspiration and videos and makes from other sewists in the Minerva community. You can also follow me personally if you like, and I'll leave my link below. I'm Secret Life of a Seamstress. Thanks again for watching today, and I'll look forward to seeing you in another video soon. Bye!